It's the week before Christmas, and we're down here at Roebling Road Raceway, and we're going to take this Ron Grant customer cafe racer out for a little exercise today. When I first got this bike 3 years ago, it had been in a pole barn in Ohio for 12 years, slowly rusting away. And it appeared at the time that it was an old AMA privateer bike that maybe Grant had prepared for someone. However, the spokes were all rusted, the front forks were rusted, and taking apart the front end, I came to realize there weren't enough remaining drilled nuts and bolts that this had ever been to tech inspection. So it appears that this was a customer cafe racer, and I didn't know at the time that Grant did such bikes, but I later found one of his catalogs, and sure enough he did, and I found out he started Pat Hennon on a 250 customer cafe racer for his race career. And so what we have here is a bike whose chassis has been modified a good bit. The result of it is, of course, the strengthening additional frame tubes that Grant pioneered on the 250s back in the 60s. But in addition to that, this bike has a different front end, a different offset, different rear shocks. The net result of all of the changes were 2 inches less trail and 1.5 degrees less rake than the stocker, plus the weight distribution was reversed from the stocker to 52 front, 48 rear, and it lost 65 pounds over the stocker. The fairing that was on it, and still is a late 60s X6 250 race fairing. The tank is an X6 250 race tank. The seat that was on it was an oil and tank, not this one. This is an oil and tank as they used in the day, and this was more of the Suzuki factory style. We're going to take it out today and give it a little exercise. The motor has Grant's published spec street sleeper specs for porting. The head's milled. The pipes are Gemco, and Mr. Eason, who built them, said they were 70s issue. The ignition system is an early Boyson that precedes Suzuki having their own electronic ignition.